Hi again, this is Boxer Phil back at you again. I just thought I'd make this little short video on here just to educate people on some of the things that they might be seeing on my site here in the future. We deal mostly with the boxers and their needs and health issues here, but I'm also on this site I'm going to try to point out some things for us, the owners also, because we have our needs and desires too, just like our dogs. And if we're not happy, our dogs are not happy. So let's just address a little something right here. The main thing I wanted to go through tonight would be on training your dog from the beginning. You want to make sure that when you train your dogs, that you train them so that their life would revolve around you rather than you around your dogs. What I mean by that is a dog is happier when you are happy. When you do things that makes you happy, he will follow right behind you in your steps and will adapt very quickly to any of your sports, your habits, your desires, your likes. A dog's not very happy when he lays around under your feet all the time and he's not able to go outside except for maybe when he goes to the bathroom or something. That's the only time he gets out. I just want to stress the importance of taking your dog with you when you go somewhere. A lot of people think that they're trapped once they get a dog. It's a lot of responsibility. They can't go anywhere unless somebody's babysitting their dogs. That's not true. You need to get off the couch and get up and find something to do. Get outside, have fun. I mean, when you was growing up, you had goals, you had plans, you had interests, you had all these things that that you've always liked to do all your life. Just because you get a dog doesn't mean you have to stop enjoying these. On the contrary, take for instance me. I'm into gold panning and metal detecting. I love that. And there's no greater joy in the world than be out on a creek somewhere with the trickling of the water, you know, nice and quiet, away from all the telephones, the bad news on TV and the news and rescue squad sirens going down the road and computers and all of this. You out into quiet, and I've learned to take advantage of these quiet times, and I do it with metal detecting and gold panning, and I'll have some things on my site for areas where you can go and take advantage of some of these things. But for instance, if you take your dog with you, I mean, when I go and I'm out there with the metal detector and I'm going back and forth with the detector, and all of a sudden it starts to beep, beep, beep. My dog hears that. He's out playing in the woods somewhere. He's just having a great old time. And he'll come over there and I'll start digging the hole, and he'll look down in the hole, and I'll be digging, and I mean, he's got his nose right there in the hole, and his two paws are going, and I can't even get in the hole to dig my item up that I just found. And I'd have to say, hey, look, buddy, you need to get your back a little bit. You don't have any thumbs. I mean, you can't hold a shovel. You need to let me in there. And you can see this little bubble come over his head. It's like, who, me? You know? Or I might be in a creek somewhere, gold panning, and I'll have that pan in my hand. I'll just be jiggling that pan, and the dog will come over on that pan while I'm doing that, and I'll get down to my black sand, and I'm getting ready to see if some little gold streaks coming through there. And I'll say, hey, buddy, you got to get back a little bit. Don't bump my pan, because I got to save this. And I said, you see that gold in there? And his nose is right there in that pan, you know, and he'll look up and go like, what's gold? And you say, well, you know, it's that yellow stuff. It's for money. You know, we trade this for money. And he'll look up and I'll say, like, what's money? And then, of course, I'll be panning and I'll say, well, it's what I buy your dog food with. That's what it is. And then he looks up at you like, oh, okay, like he related to that or something. That's just one thing that I'm into. You may be in something completely different. But that is something that I enjoy. I've had a lot of enjoyment out of it. The dogs have a ball with it. You get exercise, which is good for your health. The world is full of people who's overweight, they're diabetic, they got health problems, and believe me, walking is the #1 way I know from experience. My health and a few others that walking really helps. And what better way to do it than to have your dog with you? You know, your dog's going to have a good time. You're going to stay healthy. Your dog's going to stay healthy. And when you both get home, you're both going to be tired, but it's going to be a good tired. And you've done something together. And you build a bond with your dog that's closer in many cases than your wife or your children or your family. You know, so I would take advantage of that. Later on, I know there's other stresses that we're going to have to deal with also. And I'll address that maybe a little bit later, but I'm going to be adding things on my site for things such as this, things that would deal with mental stress, for instance, physical stress, spiritual stress, and financial stress. And I've got a lot of people that I know and people in my family and places like this. I've got nurses in my family, veterinarian technicians in my family, finance people that's in my family, and they've done this stuff for a living for years. And I'm hoping that between us all we can come up with the best ways to help you out in all these areas. So don't forget to look at a lot of places on my site as I go through, and come back often. And we'll constantly be adding things. And if you have any questions about anything, or if you don't agree with me on something, or you're confused about something, by all means, give me a call. All you got to do is call me at any one of my 2 phone numbers and somebody can get a hold of me. Most of the time it's here in Tennessee at area code 423-733-0029. Or if you'd rather just shoot me an email, by all means do that. And my email address is boxerphil, BOXERPHIL, @yahoo.com. And I'll get back with you as soon as I possibly can, and I'll do my best. And for right now, I want to thank you all, and God bless each and every one of you. Good night.